All right, fam, gather round. I want you to picture this scene. You're in a packed theater, or maybe just your cozy Zoom screen with 20 tabs open, because that's the vibe these days. The lights go dim, and I step on stage, microphone in hand. I'm here to drop some real talk about that silent epidemic lurking in our DMs and late-night thoughts: mental health. Depression, anxiety, burnout, loneliness. It's like the four horsemen of our personal apocalypse. But we're Gen Z, so we gotta face this head on, right? I promise you, we're about to get raw, we're about to get real, and maybe, just maybe, we'll figure out how to break free from these invisible chains. Stay put, homie. Grab your tea, coffee, boba, whatever keeps you awake. We're in this together. Let's keep it 100. Over 41% of us are wrestling with mental health issues, while only 15% would rate their own mental health as excellent. All of us lining up for the latest sneaker drop, and only a handful actually scoring the heat. Meanwhile, we got 3 times higher rates of suicidal thoughts compared to older generations. That's not just a statistic, it's a distress signal, a wake-up call, a neon sign shouting, "Yo, something is seriously off here." And don't even get me started on burnout. A whopping 80% of Gen Z frontline workers say they feel like they're on the verge of meltdown. If you've ever felt that soul-numbing, "I can't do this anymore" feeling, congrats, you're in the majority. And loneliness? 53% of us feel that heartbreak, even when we're double-tapping each other's posts at 2 a.m. or binge-watching Netflix with digital pals. Kinda wild, right? So how did we get here? We basically grew up hearing about school shootings on the news, lived through economic crashes, and got smacked with a global pandemic before we could even figure out how to file taxes. Is it any wonder our brains are out here doing mental gymnastics just to function? Our stress responses are literally rewired. We're always on high alert, always expecting the next big crisis to drop. Not exactly the stuff of peaceful bedtime stories, am I right? Picture depression and anxiety, like that frenemies duo at your high school who wouldn't leave you alone. Depression's the one telling you you're not good enough, so why bother? Anxiety's over here screaming, "Panic, everything's on fire!" Meanwhile, you're just trying to scroll TikTok in peace. The problem is, left unchecked, they'll run your life. They'll hijack your days, sabotage your relationships, and ghost your dreams. If you're feeling it, you're not alone. Like, literally, statistics say almost half of us feel it too. This is the heavy stuff, fam. 3 times higher rates of suicidal thoughts than older generations. It's like we're carrying a heavier emotional backpack than anyone else. But I need you to hear me loud and clear. Your story's not over. Suicidal ideation is a dark alley, but it's not a dead end. If you or someone you know is spiraling down that path, talk to someone, a friend, a counselor, a hotline, me. Just reach out. Get loud about it, because silence is the real killer. And if you're in a crisis, please remember there's immediate help available. You matter, and we need you here. We hustle, we grind, we skip lunch, we keep going, and before you know it, we're face-planting into a pool of tears and energy drinks. Burnout is real, and the hustle culture we sometimes glorify can be toxic. If you're on the front line, healthcare, service industry, teaching, you've probably got a front row seat to stress. But even if you're not, it's the same cycle. Go to school, do the job, come home, do more work, never sleep, repeat. Y'all, we're not robots. If you're feeling that never-ending treadmill in your soul, it's time to check the settings before you crash. We're always connected, right? We're out here snapping, tweeting, posting, and occasionally oversharing, yet somehow we still feel alone. It's like we're in a crowded party but can't find anyone who truly gets us. Social media's highlight reels can make us feel like we're the only ones not living that perfect life. Cue the dreaded FOMO. We compare ourselves to people's curated best-of moments, forgetting they might be editing out their own sleepless nights. Real talk. Connection is deeper than likes and comments. It's that feeling of being seen, heard, and understood. We gotta stop confusing online presence with genuine presence. We're the generation that loves filters. Snapchat's puppy ears, IG's sparkly hearts, you name it. But we can't filter out our mental health struggles IRL. The biggest step is acknowledging it's there, that it's real, and it's okay to not be okay. Vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a power move. Think about it. If we all admitted we're battling something, we'd create a wave of empathy that'd blow ignorance right out of the water. Yet a lot of us still feel the stigma. If I go to therapy, something's wrong with me. Nah, that's outdated. Therapy is like going to the gym, but for your emotions. It's like an oil change for your mental engine. And self-care? It's not just face masks and bubble baths, though I'm a fan of both. It's taking a quiet walk, journaling your thoughts, calling a friend just to say, hey, how are you holding up? It's recharging your soul so you don't short circuit. And that's okay. It's like wearing glasses when your vision's bad. You wouldn't walk around bumping into walls because you're too proud to wear specs, right? If your brain chemistry needs a little help, it's no biggie. You're not any less you because you take medication. You're just a version of you that's taking care of your health. And that's facts. We need squad goals, but make it mental health edition. Find your tribe, people who encourage you, hold you accountable, cheer you on. That might be your BFF, your cousin, your Twitch community, your study group, or maybe it's an online support forum. It's 2025. There's no shortage of digital spaces where you can link up with like-minded people. Just make sure they're positive influences, not energy vampires who drain your light. Sometimes, the biggest threat to our mental peace is that one friend or that one family member who's always stirring the pot. Or it's the job that demands 60 hours a week for peanuts. Or it's the constant news notifications that keep the anxiety dial at 11. Learn to say nah or not now. Setting boundaries is self-respect in action. You can't save your sanity if you're always giving away your energy to people who treat it like leftover fries. But sometimes the greatest gift you can give your mental health is to log off. I'm not saying you gotta vanish for a month unless you want to. But try a mini break, a few hours, a day, or a weekend. Watch how the anxiety and FOMO fade and how your creativity and calm level up. It's like pushing a reset button on your brain. And guess what? All those notifications will still be there when you return, but you'll have a clearer head to handle them. Start small. Create a mini daily routine. 10 minutes of journaling, a short walk, a quick talk with a friend. Maybe once a week, schedule that therapy session or join a local mental health support group. Or vow to get 7 hours of sleep. These tiny steps build momentum, and momentum is everything. Rome wasn't built in a day, but your mental peace can be built one habit at a time. Yes, mental health struggles, burnout, and loneliness are real, but so is our resilience. So is our ability to show up for each other, to break stigmas, to create safe spaces, to push for change in schools, workplaces, and online platforms. We are Gen Z. We've survived chaos, adapted to a million changes, and we're still standing. That means we've got the guts to rewrite the script on mental health. Let's normalize asking for help. Let's shatter shame. Let's offer a hand or a meme to someone in need. Because when we stand together, none of us has to fight alone. So let's do this. Step out of this room or close that browser tab and be the generation that gets loud about mental health, that invests in therapy and self-care, that supports each other through every meltdown and glow-up.